Pioneer fans, Pioneer women's varsity basketball is live and on the air. We are live here at the main gym on the campus of Pioneer High School, where it is your Pioneer women's varsity basketball team taking on the crosstown Skyline Eagles. In action earlier today, the freshman team beat Skyline 26-23. The JV team beat Skyline 48-39. And now the varsity squad will try their hand at taking out the Eagles. Pioneer is coming off of a loss to Bedford. Taking a look at the last 5 games, Pioneer 6-9 on the season. 5 games to go, back on the 20th. They beat Huron by a score of 36-24. Then they had a 2-game losing streak, losing to Saline in a tight game at home 35-33, and then losing at Dexter 65-47. They beat Monroe 42-27, and then that loss to Bedford 40-27 away at Bedford. That makes Pioneer 6-9 on the season. After this, they have a home game versus Dexter. That is on the 9th, not the 10th. It was originally scheduled for Friday, but due to a shortage of officials, it was moved, because you can't have these games we love without the officials calling the games. So if you think you can do better or you want to volunteer, please volunteer to be an official. Reach out to the MHSAA.com. But that game will be on the 9th now versus Dexter. Then Pioneer will be away at Northwest High School on the 13th, away at Lincoln on the 14th at both 7 p.m. games, before they have a home game here versus Huron. That will be senior night. CTN will be in the building as well. That will be on the 17th at 7 p.m. Then they finish off the regular season away at Saline on the 21st. Taking a look at Skyline, they are 1-10 on the season. Their first game was a win as they beat, first game was a loss versus Pinckney. Then they won versus Ypsilanti Community High School 47-38. Then they have had, at this point, 9 losses in a row. So their last 5 games coming off, they lost to Dexter 54-20. They lost to Huron 48-21. They lost to Monroe 41-36. They lost to Lincoln 46-22. And lastly, they lost away at Saline 51-16. As both squads getting ready to have our John, the public address announcer. Welcome, everyone. We do want to say that upcoming save the date for the Ann Arbor Pioneer Booster Fundraising Bash. It is going to be Saturday, April 15th. That will be from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Germain Audi of Ann Arbor. It's the biggest fundraiser for this season for Pioneers, so check that out. And now, ladies and gentlemen, down to America, the playing of the national anthem.
Thank you.
As Pioneer taking on Skyline here at the main gym at Pioneer High School. Skyline in their road jerseys with the dark blue, with the light blue on the shoulders, light blue numbers on the front and on the back. Skyline in block lettering on the front. Pioneer in their home white jerseys with the numbers purple on the front and on the back. Pioneer in block lettering across the front.
Are pleased to welcome the players, coaches, parents, students, alumni,
We'll turn it over to John here.
Skyline Eagles to tonight's match against your another Pioneer Pioneers. Let's meet the starting lineup. First for Skyline, number 4, senior forward, Jillian Boynton. For Pioneer, number 5, freshwoman forward, Jordan Davis. For Skyline, number 50, junior center, Meredith Fisher. For Pioneer, number 32, junior forward, Emmanuel Davis. For the Eagles, number 5, junior guard, Cassie Gonzalez. For Pioneer, number 11, junior guard, Lily Jones. For Skyline, number 11, freshwoman guard, Sam Slade. For Pioneer, number 24, senior guard, Savannah Brewer. For Skyline, number 12, junior guard, Angeline Patara. And for Pioneer, number 30, she's a senior guard, Kadaya Harris. The head coach of Skyline, Janae Sims, assisted by Anita Vandermeulen. The head coach of Pioneer, it's Tyrone Hicks, assisted by Lawrence DeWolf and Fred Webster. And the third team on the court tonight, the officials, Dave Sante, Caleb Mathis, and Bobby Houston.
As we're about to get ready to go here, Skyline versus Pioneer women's varsity basketball action. I appreciate you joining us. Thank you wherever you are at, cheering and watching these teams. We're very, very grateful. Emmanuel Davison versus Boynton. Boynton, by the way, just was tweeted out that looks like she's most likely going to continue her playing career at Henry Ford Community College. As we are about to get underway for the opening tip. One by Pioneer. Jones gets it over to Brewer. Brewer brings ahead for Pioneer. Top the key. Over to Harris on the far wing. Harris back to Brewer. Brewer over on the near wing to Jones. Jones for 3, and she hits it. Jones hits the three-pointer, and it's Pioneer up 3-0 on Skyline as Kakarla brings it ahead. Kakarla gets it into the paint. Bounce pass back to Kakarla, working her way around. Now Gonzalez on the near wing. Gets it top the key over to Sam Slade. Sam Slade at the far elbow. Back over to Boynton. Now Fisher trying to put it up. That's going to be a travel. Pioneer ball, 7:26 left to go. Here in the first half, 3-0 Pioneer with the lead as Harris inbounds it to Brewer. Brewer brings it in for Pioneer down the far side of the court. Brewer over half court. Brewer into the far corner. Here comes Emmanuel Davis down the baseline, puts it up just a little too strong. Pulled down by Sam Slade. Now here comes Skyline the other direction. Coming down the far side as Sam Slade has it on the far wing. Back over as bounce pass underneath the Fisher. Now Sam Slade coming down the baseline. That blocked out of bounds. As that will be Pioneer. Nope, it will be Skyline to inbound. Baseline right, Gonzalez. To inbound, 7:02 left to go. Pioneer up 3-0. Gonzalez bounce pass. As that coming down on the far side, Sam Slade puts up three-pointer. That goes off the rim. Gonzalez with the rebound for Skyline. Gonzalez comes down on the baseline, puts it up a little too strong. Brewer with the rebound. Here comes Brewer for Pioneer. Coming ahead over half court, over to Harris on the far wing. Bounce pass underneath as Jordan Davis gets it back out. Harris for 3, and she hits it. As Harris puts in a three-pointer. 2 threes for Pioneer. Has them up 6-0 with 6:32 left to go here in the first. as Sam Slade has it on the near wing, working her way, top of the key. Sam Slade picks up her dribble. Sam Slade looking for a place to go with it, gets over to Fisher on the far side of the paint. Now Sam Slade coming down the baseline, that just a little too strong. Pulled down, here comes Brewer for Pioneer. Brewer down the far side of the court, gets it over to Harris. Harris trying to get it underneath over to Emmanuel Davis. And off of her fingertips out of bounds. Skyline ball with 6:06 left to go here in the first. 6-0 Pioneer with the lead. Gatson in for Pioneer as Kakarla brings it ahead for Skyline. Kakarla being watched by Jones, comes on the near wing. Kakarla picks up the dribble, gets it. Sam Slade for three from straight on, hits it. Sam Slade has 3 points, and it's 6-3. Pioneer with the lead. 5:45 left to go here in the first. Trying to get it over. Jordan Davis has it for Pioneer. Gets it back over to Brewer on the far wing. Brewer trying to get it into the paint. That pulled away by Sam Slade. Sam Slade down the far sideline for Skyline. Sam Slade into the paint, puts it up off the near side of the rim, pulled down. Here comes Brewer for Pioneer. Over half court, Brewer into the paint, moves it over as that grabbed, put up by Emmanuel Davis and in. Emmanuel Davis with 2 points. It's Pioneer 8, Skyline 3. Quickly ahead, Sam Slade for Skyline on the baseline, puts it up too strong, but a bump and a whistle. Jones picks up her first foul. We talk about Brewer bringing things ahead. Speaking about commitments, Brewer announced on Twitter that she's going to continue her athletic career at Olivet College. We're excited for that as Sam Slade has it on the near side of the paint for Skyline. Picks up her dribble, being watched by Brewer, now into the paint to Gonzalez. That falls away. Sam Slade with the rebound, puts it up, off. As Emmanuel Davis trying to get that rebound, that goes out of bounds. So Skyline with the ball. The inbound baseline right. 5-point lead for Pioneer, 8-3. 4:58 left to go. Sam Slade bounce pass over. Gonzalez puts it up. That's just a little too long. Pulled down by Jordan Davis. Here comes Brewer. Brewer over half court for Pioneer. Brewer on the near wing underneath to Emmanuel Davis. Now that put up by Gatson. And Gatson puts it in. She has 2 points. Pioneer 10, Skyline 3, 4:40 left to go. Here in the first, Sam Slade for Skyline coming down on the far baseline. Now gets it, Boynton into the free throw line. That deflected away by Brewer, picked up by Sheffield. Here comes Brewer for Pioneer over half court. Brewer on the far wing underneath the Gatson. Gatson in the paint trying to put it up as no basket, jump ball. Possession arrow points Skyline's way. 4:20 left to go here in the first. 10-3, Pioneer with the lead. Skyline with the ball. Sam Slade to inbound. Baseline left. Gonzalez looking to get the inbound pass as Wasif comes in for Skyline. As that brought ahead. On the near wing, Gonzalez with it. Gonzalez gets it back to Kakarla. Kakarla has Brewer watching her now on the near wing. Kakarla kicks it back to Gonzalez for three. That falls off the near side, off glass. Here comes Brewer. Brewer quickly ahead for Pioneer as Harris trying to get it underneath the Gatson. That tipped away. Now coming the other direction is Wasif. Wasif underneath the paint over, and it looks like Wasif stepped out of bounds. That will be Pioneer ball. 3:48 left to go here in the first. 10-3, Pioneer with the lead as Wernemount comes in, gives Brewer a breather. Hahn comes in for Pioneer as well. Wernemount to inbound baseline right. Emmanuel Davis takes a breather as Hahn comes in for her. Harris brings it ahead for Pioneer. Pioneer up by 7. Harris over half court. Picked up by Gonzalez there. Over on the near wing to Sheffield. Sheffield bounce pass to Wernemount, top of the key. Now over on the far wing, Harris coming down the far side of the paint. That tipped away, grabbed. Now coming the other direction. Here comes Kakarla. Kakarla bounce pass underneath, trying to get it to Dillaway Brayton. Pulled down by Hahn. Pioneer has it over half court. Harris trying to get it over to Gatson. And just off of her fingertips out of bounds, that'll be Skyline ball. 3:19 left to go here in the first. 10-3, Pioneer with the lead. Gonzalez to inbound, over to Sam Slade. Sam Slade brings it ahead for the Eagles. Sam Slade over to Kakarla. Kakarla has Wernemout picking her up at half court. Kakarla now comes top of the key. Kakarla bounce pass over to Wasif. Now Sam Slade at the near elbow. Sam Slade picked up the dribble, looking for a place to go. Gets it over to Dillaway Brayton. That shot just goes to the near side. That is going to go out of bounds. Gatson picks up her first foul. 2 fouls on Pioneer. None on Skyline so far. Skyline calls a timeout. 30-second timeout. 2:56 left to go here in the first. Let's play a low push on, and we'll be right back with the rest of your first quarter. Back in for Pioneer. Sam Slade to inbound for Skyline, baseline right. That goes long. Wernemout trying to get to it, but that picked up by Wasif. Wasif over on the near wing, gets over to Kakarla. Kakarla makes her way around the arc, stops just inside of half court. Kakarla switches hands on the far wing. Brewer watching her as Kakarla gets a screen from Gonzalez over on the near wing. Wasif back to Gonzalez, top of the key. Over to Wasif, trying to get it inside to Dillaway Brader. Foul underneath. That's going to be on Gatson. Hahn picks up a foul. 3 fouls on Pioneer, none on Skyline. First foul on Hahn. Gonzalez inbound baseline right for Skyline. Over Sam Slade into the paint, puts it up, puts it in. As Sam Slade has 5 points. All 5 for Skyline. Pioneer 10, Skyline 5. Brewer brings the head for Pioneer. Brewer over to Wernemout. Wernemout on the near wing. Back over to Harris, top of the key. Into Gatson. As Gatson's collapsed upon by a trio of Skyline players. Whistle and a foul.
Substitution for Skyline. Rayla Pachava for Pioneer, number 11. Lily Jones returns.
So sounds like that was a foul on Dillaway Brader. Brewer for 3, and she hits it. Brewer with her first points of the game. She has 3, 13-5. Pioneer with the lead. Under 2 minutes left to go. Sam Slade for Skyline on the near wing. Puts up a 3. And off the rim. Falls off the far side. Hahn trying to get to it. That goes out of bounds. That will be Skyline ball as they'll inbound baseline right. As Pacheva to inbound and over. Now Pacheva for 3. That off the side of the rim, pulled down by Harris. Here comes Pioneer. Harris over half court. Harris on the far wing, over to Brewer. Brewer kicks it underneath to Gatson. Gatson puts it up and off the rim, pulled down by Boynton. Here comes Skyline the other direction. Pioneer up 13-5. Sam Slade on the near wing for Skyline. Sam Slade into the near corner and for Boynton. Boynton. As Hahn watching her, Boynton picked up the dribble, trying to get it over to Kakarla, as there is a whistle. And is going to be Pioneer ball. Karsh comes in for Pioneer. As Harris to inbound on the near sideline, 13-5, Pioneer with the lead. As they have the 8-point lead, 1 minute 21 seconds left to go here in the first. Hahn gets a breather. As Karsh came in, Brewer for Pioneer comes over half court. Brewer comes top of the key, over to Harris on the near wing. Harris over to Karsh at the free throw line. All the way to Brewer on the far sideline. Brewer kicks it to Harris, top of the key. Harris off to Brewer. Brewer for 3. And off the rim, puts up, and that'll be out of bounds as they hit the strap, holding the basket down. It counts as out of bounds. Skyline ball. 1 minute, 3 seconds left to go here in the first. And 13-5. Pioneer with the lead. Kakarla bringing it ahead for Skyline over on the far wing. Harris watching her. Kakarla gets it as that put up by Pacheva. Pulled down by Harris. Here comes Pioneer. Harris down the far sideline. Bounce pass over to Jordan Davis. Back to Harris. Now Brewer. Top of the key. Coming down the near wing was Jones. Then to travel. 42.5 seconds left to go here in the first. 13-5. Pioneer with the lead. Kakarla bringing it ahead for Skyline. Over half court. Harris picks her up there as Pacheva has it on the near wing. Pacheva into the paint. Puts it up. Puts it in. And a foul. Basket's good.
Foul is on Savannah Brewer.
Brewer picks up her first foul. 4 fouls on Pioneer, 1 on Skyline. As Pacheva to the line. First shot is up off the rim. As trying to make it a three-point play. Wouldn't go as that goes out of bounds over to Skyline. 29.1 seconds left to go here in the first. Pioneer 13, Skyline 7. 6-point lead by Pioneer. Pacheva will inbound right in front of the Pioneer bench. Brewer watching the inbounds. Gets over to Sam Slade for Skyline. Sam Slade into the paint, puts it up and puts it in. Sam Slade with 7 points as it is 13-7. Brewer has it on the far sideline. Back. Brewer over to Jones. Jones on the far wing. Back to Brewer. Brewer playing for the last shot. 5 seconds left to go. Harris with it on the near wing. Back over to Brewer. 1 second left. Harris couldn't quite get the shot off. 13-9 as it is Pioneer with the lead. As let's play a message from the MHSAA.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
8 minutes up on the clock as we head into the second. Pioneer with the lead, 13-9, as leading the way for all scorers. Sam Slade has 7 points. Pacheva has 2 points for Skyline. On the other side for Pioneer, 3 for Harris, 3 for Brewer, 3 for Jones, 2 for Gatson, and 2 for Emmanuel Davis. Pioneer to inbound on the near sideline as they have the 4-point lead. Jones to inbound. Jones gets it over to Brewer. Brewer over half court for Pioneer. Brewer and moves it over to Jones on the near wing. Jones gets it to Emmanuel Davis, top of the key, over to Brewer on the far sideline. Brewer back to Harris, now over to Jones on the near wing. Jones gets it to Emmanuel Davis at the free throw line. Brewer for 3. Brewer hits it. Brewer with 6 points. And Pioneer 16, Skyline 9 as bringing it ahead. Sam Slade for Skyline into the paint, puts it up a little too strong. Brewer with the rebound. 7:27 left to go here in the second. Harris for Pioneer. Bounce pass underneath to Jordan Davis. Over to Jones in the near corner. Now Brewer for 3 from the far wing. And off the back of the rim, Jordan Davis with the rebound. Jordan Davis for Pioneer kicks it back out to Harris on the near wing. Harris drives the lane, puts up a floater off the glass and in. Harris with 5 points. Pioneer 18, Skyline 9 as Kakarla brings it ahead for Skyline. 6:59 left to go here in the first. That brought down Sam Slade. Had that blocked away by Emmanuel Davis. Now Boynton just on the far side. Put up by Pacheva. That just short out of bounds. That will be Pioneer ball. 6:47 left to go here in the second. 9-point lead by Pioneer, 18-9. Pioneer to inbound baseline right. As that will be Jones. Gets it ahead to Brewer. Gatson back in for Pioneer. Brewer over half court. Brewer Over to Jones on the far side for far wing. Jones puts up for three. Wouldn't go. Emmanuel Davis with the rebound. Gets her own rebound again. That back out to Jones. Now Brewer on the near wing. Over to Gatson from the free throw line, and that is going to be a foul. As that is going to be Pachava. As Pachava got the foul. Gatson, first shot up, off the back of the rim. The glass falls off to the front. One more coming for Gatson, trying to make it a 10-point lead for Pioneer with 6:29 left to go here in the second. Gatson puts up the second shot. Rims off the near side, trying to pull it down. Emmanuel Davis underneath, trying to get it over to Gatson. That's going to be a tie-up jump ball. Possession arrow faces for Skyline, so Skyline will inbound. 6:23 left to go here in the second. 18-9. Pioneer with the lead as Kakarla bringing it ahead for Skyline over half court. Brewer picks her up there. Kakarla gets a screen, is over on the far wing, bounce pass into the far corner for Boynton. Now Kakarla gets it over Lamarca, and to move it over to Dillaway. And back over to Lamarca. Lamarca on the near wing, on the near side of the paint. That blocked by Emmanuel Davis. That's her second block shot. 5:59 left to go here in the second. 18-9. Pioneer with the lead. Sam Slade inbounds it. Gets that to Dillaway Brader. Now Sam Slade on the near elbow. That over on the near wing to Boynton. Boynton gets it. That put up off glass. Pulled down by Emmanuel Davis as again Dillaway Brader put it up. Foul on Dillaway Brader. That is her second foul. 4 fouls on Pioneer, 3 on Skyline. 5:49 left to go here in the second. Pioneer up 18-9. Bringing it ahead is Brewer. Brewer over half court for Pioneer. Brewer gets it underneath Emmanuel Davis ahead to Gatson. That wouldn't go. Emmanuel Davis with the rebound, gets it over to Brewer. Brewer on the near wing, puts up a long two-pointer. That off the front of the rim, pulled down by Skyline as Boynton has it. Gets it over, bringing it ahead is Lamarca. Lamarca over half court for Skyline. On the far wing, Brewer. Or Gatson, heavy pressure. Sam Slade at the near elbow, gets it back. Lamarca with the three-pointer. And pulled down by Brewer. Here comes Brewer for Pioneer over half court. Brewer comes top of the key, floats it underneath. Gatson puts it up, rolls it off the rim and down. Gatson has 4 points. 20-9, Pioneer with 11-point lead. Sam Slade for Skyline gets it underneath the Fisher. Fisher shot won't go. Here comes Brewer the other way. Over half court, Brewer underneath to Gatson. Gatson up and in! Gatson with 6 points. 4:48 left to go here in the second. 22-9, Pioneer with the lead. Kakarla bringing it over half court for Skyline. Brewer picks her up there. Bounce pass over to Sam Slade on the near wing. Sam Slade getting it into the paint. Now Kakarla, top of the key, back over to Sam Slade. Sam Slade in the near corner trying to come down the baseline. That put underneath, whistle, and a foul. That is going to be Emmanuel Davis with her first foul. 4 or 5 fouls on Pioneer. 3 on Skyline. 2 more fouls for Pioneer, and that will put Skyline into the bonus. Fisher to the line. First shot up by Fisher. Off the rim, off the glass, falls away. One more shot coming for Fisher. Sheffield, Cunningham comes in. So it is Sheffield, Cunningham, Gatson, Jones, and Harrison for Pioneer. Second shot up, wouldn't go. Rebound by Pioneer. Jones coming down the far side of the court, over half court. Jones, bounce pass over to Harris on the far wing. Harris steps back, kicks over to Sheffield. Sheffield just off top of the key. Gatson puts up from the free throw line and puts it in. Gatson with 8 points leads all scorers. 4:09 left to go here in the second as Gonzalez for Skyline has it. That off of a foot, out of bounds. Pioneer's ball. 24-9. Pioneer with the 15-point lead. 4:04 left to go here before halftime. Jones over half court for Pioneer. Comes top of the key. Over to Harris on the far sideline. gets it over to Sheffield. Sheffield over on the near wing to Jones. Jones has Gonzalez watching her. Over to Harris. Harris back over to Jones on the near wing. Jones for three. Jones hits it. Jones with her second three-pointer. She has 6 points. 27-9 Pioneer with the lead. As bringing it ahead, Sam Slade has it for Skyline on the far wing. Moves on the far to Kakarla. Now Gonzalez just off top of the key on the near wing. Bounce pass into the near corner for Kakarla, trying to get it underneath the Fisher. Fisher, that's going to be a travel. Pioneer ball. 18-point lead for Pioneer, 27-9. 3:26 left to go here in the second. Gatson inbounds to Harris. Harris brings it ahead for Pioneer over half court. Harris, top of the key. Over to Sheffield on the near wing. Gonzalez watching her. Over to Jones just off the top of the key. Back to Sheffield on the near wing. Works her way around the arc. Back over to Harris. Harris moves it over to Sheffield on the near wing. Now bounce pass back over to Jones. Jones just off the top of the key. Over to Harris on the far sideline. Harris comes down into the far corner, now on the far wing. Over to Gatson in the paint. Gatson underneath to Cunningham. Cunningham up and in! Cunningham with her first points of the game. 2:50 left to go here in the second. Timeout call by Skyline. They want to talk it over as it's a 20-point lead by Pioneer, 29-9. Let's play a couple messages from the MHSAA.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
2:48 left to go.
Sportsmanship has never been more important.
Oops, that's flat. 2:48 left to go here in the second. 29-9 Pioneer with the lead. Is taking a look right now, leading all scores is Gatson with 8 points. On the other side is Sam Slade leading Skyline with 7 points. 5 fouls on Pioneer, 2 more, and that will put Skyline in the bonus. 3 fouls on Skyline. Cunningham out there for Pioneer, Jones, Sheffield, Harris, and Gatson. That inbounded as bringing it ahead. Here comes Gonzalez for Skyline. Over half court, bounces it over to Kakarla. Now over on the far wing, Sam Slade puts up a three. And just a little long over to the near side. Boynton trying to hold it in, battle for it. That'll go out of bounds. As that bounces right behind us. That will be Pioneer ball, 2:34 left to go. Jones to inbound. Jones gets it to Harris. Harris brings it ahead, top of the key. Over to Jones on the near wing. Jones into Cunningham. Now over to Sheffield on the far wing. Sheffield gets it back to Jones on the near wing. Bounce pass to Harris, who gets into the paint. Over to Gatson. Gatson puts it up. That wouldn't go off the rim. Gatson gets her own rebound. Gatson over to Cunningham. That tipped away. That brought down. Now coming the other direction is Lamarca for Skyline. Lamarca kicks it back. And off of a foot, pulled up as Kakarla comes top of the key. Puts up a three-pointer, and she hits it. As Kakarla with her first points of the game, she has 3. 29-12, Pioneer with the lead. Harris brings it over half court for Pioneer. Harris over to Jones on the far wing. Jones. Bounce pass over to Sheffield, top of the key, being watched by Sam Slade. Now over to Jones on the far sideline. Kakarla watching her on the far elbow. Gatson with it. Three-pointer for Jones. Jones rims out, falls off to the near side. Gatson with the rebound. Bounce pass to Harris. Harris into the paint, puts up with the right hand. That off the back's underside of the rim. Quickly the other direction. Sam Slade for Skyline brings it down the far sideline. Sam Slade. Bounce pass underneath. That put up by Fisher. Wouldn't go. Off the bottom of the rim, pulled back. Here comes Harris for Pioneer. Harris brings it up court, over half court. Pioneer up 29-12, 1:05 left to go. Here in the second, Jones on the far sideline, gets it to Gatson at the far elbow. Gatson over to Harris and travel. That will go over to Skyline. 59.2 seconds left to go here in the second. 17-point lead for Pioneer, 29-12. 59.8 seconds, less than a minute, 59.2 seconds left. As Pechava brings it ahead for Skyline over half court. Pechava gets it over to Sam Slade on the near wing. Sam Slade spins now over to Kakarla. Kakarla over to Sam Slade just on the near wing, hands it off to Pechava. Pechava back over to Sam Slade on the near wing. Sam Slade being watched out there, trying to get it underneath as Rowe was watching. That goes out of bounds. 35.4 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. 29-12, Pioneer with the lead. Harris brings it ahead for Pioneer. Harris comes over half court. Harris for Pioneer right on the blockades, taking her time. Pioneer looks to be playing for the last shot of the half. 22 seconds left to go. Harris in no hurry. Sam Slade comes over to provide pressure. Now Kakarla trying to box her in as Harris races down the far sideline. Over to Gatson at the far elbow. Over to Brewer in the far corner. Brewer trying to work her way down the baseline and off the rim, pulled down. Brewer gets her own rebound, knocked down. Now here comes Skyline, but not before the whistle. And that is the end of the first half. Pioneer with the 29-12 lead at halftime as Pioneer burst out with 16 points in the second quarter, as it was 3 points for Skyline. Well, we'll do a intermission report to get some scores from the SEC Red and SEC White in just a moment. Let's play Push On, and we'll be right back. You're watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. As we are at halftime, and it is Pioneer 29 and Skyline 12. Let's take a look first at your scores so far, as it is Gatson with 8 leading all scores for Pioneer. 6 for Jones, 6 for Brewer, 5 for Harris, 2 for Emmanuel Davis, and 2 for Cunningham. Over on the other side, it is 7 for Sam Slade, 3 for Kakarla, and 2 for Pachava. Let's take a look at some scores from the SEC Red, looking back at February the 3rd, as that was the last action out there. Dexter beat Huron by a score of 55-40. It was Saline topping Skyline 51-16. Temperance Bedford beat Pioneer. We talked about that, 40-27. And it was Monroe beating Ypsilanti Lincoln by a score of 41-40. Other action happening today. Temperance Bedford is at Huron. Monroe is hosting Saline, and Ypsilanti Lincoln is hosting Dexter. All games at 7 p.m. Let's take a look and see if we can pull up some SEC White action, and let's do a quick search. Back on the third action there, Pinckney beat Adrian by a score of 56-41. It was Chelsea putting it on Ypsilanti Community 84-22, and Tecumseh beat Jackson by a score of 66-28. Action today, it's Chelsea hosting Pinckney, Jackson hosting Ypsilanti Community, and Lansing Waverly hosting Tecumseh. That is your intermission scoreboard report. We do want to put this out there. We want to remind you to save the date, as the Ann Arbor Pioneer Booster Fundraising Bash is happening on Saturday, April 15th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Germain Audi of Ann Arbor. This is the biggest fundraiser the Pioneer Boosters have all season, biggest fundraiser for Pioneer Athletics. If you can get out there, there'll be all sorts of fun and action going on, some different items you can bid on, and lots of things happening. So make sure you get out, save that date, April 15th, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Germain Audi of Ann Arbor. Let's play a little bit of messages from the MHSAA as you are watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sport go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As we talked a little bit about a player from Skyline as that was Boynton going and continuing most likely her athletic career at Henry Ford Community College. We talked about Savannah Brewer for Pioneer, just announcing that she is going to Olivet. A couple other commitments came through Pioneer recently this past week, as we want to congratulate all the wonderful athletes continuing their careers at the next level. That includes Emily Cooper, who's going to Princeton for track and cross country, Sophia Guo, who's going to University of Michigan for swimming, Sydney Jekyll, who's going to Lindenwood University for ice hockey, Michael Jennings, who's going to play football at Concordia University, Julius Cass, who's committed to Adrian College for baseball, Sean Knorr, who's committed to Central Michigan University for baseball, Lucy Marabin, who's going to University of Louisville for swimming, Bella Stevens Marcato, who's going to Vassar College for soccer, Reese Miller, who's playing tennis at the University of Michigan, Natalie Millman, who's playing field hockey at the University of Michigan, Juliana Poland, who's playing tennis at Kalamazoo College, and Kate Solden, who's going to Villanova University to play field hockey. Congratulations to all those wonderful Pioneer athletes who's getting to play at the next level. Congratulations to all of you athletes who go out and end up playing a student-organized club sport, or who are just going for academics to the next level. Congratulations. We know you're going to go on to do great things. Thank you for your time here at Pioneer. Here coming into the third, 29-12, Pioneer with the 17-point lead as we enter into the third period. Sam Slade, Boynton, Kakarla, as well as Pacheva out there for Skyline. Brewer to inbound for Pioneer. Harris also out there. Emmanuel Davis, Jordan Davis, and Jones, the five for Pioneer. As Harris has it for Pioneer, over to Jones on the far sideline. Jones kicks it top of the key over to Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis hands it off to Harris. Harris flips it over to Brewer. That out of bounds, and that is going to be Skyline ball. 7:47 left to go here in the third. Sam Slade to inbound as Kakarla brings it over half court for Skyline. Kakarla coming down the far sideline. Kakarla has to bounce it underneath. That put up and off the glass. Out of bounds. That is going to be Pioneer ball. 7:37 left to go. No, sorry, that's going to be Skyline ball. It's blocked into the glass. As that is going to be inbounded as Pachava has it. That pulled down as grabbing it. LaMarca got the ball. It is going to be a travel and over to Pioneer. Brewer inbounds it. Harris bringing ahead for Pioneer. Pioneer up 29-12. Brewer down the far sideline. Brewer comes down the baseline, puts up and in. Brewer with 8 points, tying for the game high, 31-12. Pioneer with the lead. Sam Slade for Skyline has it top of the key. Brewer watching her, gets it over to Boynton. Boynton who moves it over to Kakarla on the far wing. That picked up, moved over by LaMarca. Over on the near wing, Sam Slade tries to come down the baseline. Foul on Brewer. Brewer picks up her second foul. That is the first foul on Pioneer this half. 7:01 left to go here in the third. 31-12. Pioneer with the lead. As Kakarla puts up a three-pointer that tipped off the front of the rim. Pulled down by Brewer. Brewer brings ahead for Pioneer. Brewer over half court. Moves it into the near corner for Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis puts it up, that off the back of the rim. Sam Slade pulls it down, coming ahead for Skyline over half court. Sam Slade into the far corner. Now steps back, double teamed, bounce pass over to LaMarca. That goes out of bounds. Pioneer ball. 6:36 left to go here in the third. 31-12. Pioneer with the lead. Brewer inbounds it to Harris. Harris brings it ahead, back over to Brewer. Brewer ahead for Pioneer, over half court. Sam Slade picks her up at the half court line. As Brewer on the near wing now comes into the near corner. Brewer over to Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis underneath the basket puts it up and off to the near side, tipped away. Kakarla bringing it ahead for Skyline down the far sideline. Kakarla Bounce pass over into the far corner for Lamarca. Lamarca trying to get it underneath. That kicked all the way back out. Kakarla moving it over to Lamarca. That off of a foot. Picked up by Sam Slade just inside of half court. Sam Slade on the near wing. Sam Slade spins with it, trying to get into the paint. Whistle, foul. Brewer picks up her third foul. 5:55 left to go here in the third. Gonzalez comes in, replacing Lamarca. Now Gatson comes in for Pioneer. Brewer will get to take a breather. Sam Slade to inbound, baseline left. 5:55 left to go here in the third. Pioneer up 31-12. Sam Slade gets it over to Kakarla. That into the stands. Pioneers ball. So that's going to be at the baseline. Gatson will inbound. Baseline left. 5:55. Gatson gets into Harris. Harris brings the head for Pioneer. 31-12. Pioneer with the lead. Harris over half court. Picked up there by Kakarla. Over on the near wing to Jones. Jones being watched by Gonzalez. Now Jordan Davis, top of the key. Jordan Davis over to Harris on the far sideline. Harris gets it top of the key to Jones. Jones works her way around the arc. Over into the near corner for Jordan Davis. That's going to be a travel. That'll go over to Skyline. As that brought in, Skyline bringing it ahead. As Kakara has it top of the key, puts it over, trying to get underneath Boynton. A little too strong, out of bounds. That is going to be Skyline ball as Pachava inbound baseline left over to Sam Slade. That pulled away by Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis trying to get to Emmanuel Davis. Gonzalez grabs that and a foul. Gatson picks up her second foul. That is 3 on Pioneer. None on Skyline so far this half. Gonzalez to the line to shoot 2. 5:17 left to go here in the third. Gonzalez trying to chip into that 19-point lead. First one is up and good by Gonzalez. That's her first point of the game. 18-point lead for Pioneer, trying to get it down to 17. And up, grabbed by Gatson. Gatson on the far right on the baseline. That's going to be a tie-up. Possession 0 point Skyline's way. So Skyline to inbound, baseline left. Gatson with it. 5:14 left to go here in the third. Gonzalez gets it over. Kakarla puts it up a 3 as Boynton gets the rebound, tied up underneath by Gatson. That's going to be a jump ball this time. Possession 0 points Pioneers way. Gatson inbound, baseline left. 5:10 left to go here in the third. 31-13. Pioneer with the lead. Harris brings ahead for Pioneer over half court. Harris on the near wing. Harris puts it into the near corner. And right back over to Harris on the near wing. Harris comes to the near elbow. Kicks it over to Jones. Jones from the baseline. And off the rim. Emmanuel Davis with the rebound. Bounced all the way around. Tipped back to Emmanuel Davis. Put in as Gonzalez tipped it back to Emmanuel Davis. As she put it in, she has 4. 33-13. Pioneer with the lead. Skyline with it into the far corner. As that pulled down by Emmanuel Davis ahead. Here comes Gatson. Gatson into the ping. As Kakarla in front of her, but Gatson puts it in. Gatson with 10 points to lead all scores. 35-13, Pioneer with the lead. As Kakarla has it on the far sideline. Watched by Harris. Kakarla into the paint. Bounces over to Boynton in the near corner. Back top into the free throw line. Pulled away by Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis over to Jones for Pioneer. That tipped away. Boynton has it. Boynton on the far sideline. Skyline heads the other direction. Sam Slade down the far sideline. Sam Slade to the baseline. That put up, tipped out. Jones picks up the foul. That is Jones' second foul. 4 fouls on Pioneer? 4 fouls on Pioneer. Skyline has yet to commit a foul this half. Sam Slade puts up the first shot, up and in. Slade has 8 points, leading all Skyline scores. Fisher comes in for Skyline. Camara comes in for Pioneer. As Kamara in for Pioneer. Now second shot coming for Sam Slade. Trying to get back to a 20-point lead by Pioneer. Sam Slade puts it up. Nothing but net. Sam Slade has 9 points. Pioneer 35, Skyline 15. 4 minutes left to go. As that brought ahead, Gatson has it on the near wing for Pioneer. Over to Emmanuel Davis. Now Harris comes top of the key. Harris working her way around the arc into the near corner for Jones. Jones for 3. Jones hits it. Jones has 9 points, all 3-pointers. 38-15, Pioneer with the lead. 3:41 left to go. Here in the third, Gonzalez has it on the far wing for Skyline. Gonzalez. Bounce pass is that Pachava comes off of the rim. Gatson with the rebound. Over to Harris. Harris for Pioneer. Comes top of the key. Harris down the near side of the paint. Puts it up off glass. Little too strong. That pulled the other direction by Sam Slade. Sam Slade over half court for Skyline. Sam Slade on the far sideline. Sam Slade comes down the baseline. Floats it up. Little too strong. Pulled down by Kamara. Kamara gets tied up. That is going to be possession arrow over to Skyline. Karsh comes in for Pioneer, as that'll give Emmanuel Davis a breather. Pachava, the inbound baseline left. Brewer comes back in, gives Harris a breather. Coming in for Skyline, Lamarca. Pachava inbounds underneath to Lamarca. Lamarca up off glass and in. Lamarca with her first points of the game. 38-17. Pioneer with the lead. Brewer has it, coming ahead. Over to Jones for Pioneer. Jones on the far sideline. Back over to Brewer. Brewer working her way down the far sideline. Floats it into the far corner for Jones. Jones dribbling into the paint. Puts it up. That off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Fisher for Skyline. Here comes Kakarla. Kakarla bounce pass stolen away by Brewer for Pioneer. Now stolen away again by Kakarla, who ends up on the deck. That put up by Lamarca. Lamarca puts it in, as Lamarca now has 4 points, 38-19. Pioneer with the lead. Brewer for Pioneer on the near wing. Gets it over to Karsh on the baseline. Karsh floats it top of the key for Jones. Jones over to Kamara. Kamara, and just slips through out of bounds. That will be Skyline ball. 38-19, Pioneer with the lead. As 19-point lead by Pioneer, 2:12 left to go. As Kakarla, top of the key for Skyline, over on the far wing. Over to Lamarca. Lamarca puts up a three-pointer. That ball's just short, out of bounds. Pioneer ball. Karsh to inbound, baseline left. Hahn comes in to give Gatson a breather. 2 minutes left to go here in the third. 38-19. Pioneer with the lead. Brewer brings ahead for Pioneer. Gets it ahead to Jones. That's stolen away. As here comes Kakarla on the far wing. Bounce pass over to Pachava. Pulled down by Brewer for Pioneer. Brewer down the far sideline. Brewer makes a move, gets around Sam Slade. Brewer for Pioneer into the paint, gets it over to Hahn. Hahn puts it up, hit the rim all sides. Karsh with the rebound. Here comes Jones for 3. That off the rim, pulled down by Sam Slade. Sam Slade brings it ahead for Skyline. 38-19. Pioneer with the lead. 1:25 left to go. That put up by Lamarca. Rebound by Kamara. Here comes Brewer the other direction for Pioneer. Over half court, over on the far wing to Jones. Jones works her way to the free throw line. Now Brewer on the near wing. Brewer comes into the paint, loses the handle. That picked up by Lamarca. Lamarca on the baseline, bounces it over to Kakarla. Kakarla ahead for Skyline, over to Pachava. Pachava on the baseline, all the way back out to Kakarla. Now Pachava, and put up, falls, and that out of bounds, and Sam Slade and Hahn trying to get to it. Hahn picks up the foul. That is her second foul. It will be the 5th foul on Pioneer, as Jones gets a breather. Sheffield comes in for Pioneer. Sam Slade inbound for Skyline, baseline left. Gets that over as Dillaway Brader Back over to Sam Slade. Now LaMarca gets it top of the key over on the far wing. Boynton comes down the baseline, puts it up off glass, falls off to the far side. Here comes Brewer for Pioneer. Brewer coming down the far sideline. Brewer on the far wing, stops there. Brewer kicks it back. Sheffield top of the key over to Hahn. Hahn back over to Brewer on the far sideline. 24 seconds left to go here in the third. Karsh over, Kamara puts it up, little too strong, on with the rebound, at off glass, tipped out of bounds. That will be Pioneer ball. 15.3 seconds left to go here in the third, 38-19. Pioneer with the lead. Pioneer to inbound, baseline right, as that ball over to Karsh. Karsh in the near corner. Gets it top of the key to Sheffield, back over to Brewer on the near wing. Brewer works her way around the arc, gets a screen from Hahn, now over on the far wing. Brewer gets double teamed as Kakarla working against Brewer. Brewer put up a three and off the rim. That will do it for the third period. 38 points for Pioneer, 19 for Skyline. So Pioneer with the 19-point lead, doubling up Skyline going into the third. Again, we do want to mention, save the date for the Pioneer Booster Bash, the biggest fundraising opportunity for Pioneer Athletics. That's going to be Saturday, April 15th, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Germain Audi of Ann Arbor. Make sure you get there, help support Pioneer Athletics. As let's play a quick, let's play push on really quickly. Minutes up on the clock as we head into the all-important fourth quarter. Pioneer with the 38-19 lead. 5 fouls on Pioneer this half, none on Skyline. Taking a look, one Pioneer player in foul trouble with 3 fouls. That would be Brewer. 2 fouls on Jones, 2 fouls on Gatson. On the other side, 2 fouls on Dillaway Brader. Brewer inbounds to Harris for Pioneer. Harris comes top of the key, over to Brewer on the near wing. Brewer. Sheffield has it, top of the key now over to Harris on the far wing. Harris over to Karsh in the far corner, back to Harris. Harris skies it all the way on the near wing to Sheffield. Sheffield back top of the key for Brewer. Now over on the near wing, Sheffield into the near corner and put into Karsh. Karsh all the way over to Harris. Harris for 3 and off the rim, falls off the near side, pulled down by LaMarca. LaMarca quickly ahead for Skyline, stolen away by Harris. Harris for Pioneer the other direction, bounce pass to Brewer. Brewer up off the glass and in. Brewer has 10 points. As Skyline brings it at the other direction. Sam Slade gets it over to Kakarla. Kakarla into the far corner. 7:12 left to go as there's a whistle. Foul is on Harris. Harris picks up her first foul. That is the 6th foul on Pioneer. Pioneer up 40-19. 21-point lead. Kakarla inbounds, trying to get it over to Dillaway Brader. Out of bounds, that will be Skyline ball. As the inbound, baseline left. Sam Slade inbound, 7:10 left to go here in the fourth. Trying to get it inbound and pulled away by Sheffield. Sheffield has that tipped out of bounds. That'll be Pioneer ball. 7:06 left to go here in the fourth. 40-19. Pioneer with the 21-point lead. Honda inbound, baseline left. Warnemount back in for Pioneer as Brewer brings it ahead. Full court pressure by Skyline. Warnemount as Boynton picks up the foul. That's going to be the first foul on Skyline this half. Boynton's first foul. 7:02 left to go here in the fourth. 40-19. Pioneer with the lead. Brewer to inbound on the far sideline. As Brewer working, sends it underneath to Karsh. Karsh back over to Warnemount. Warnemount for 3. That falls just shy. Hahn with the rebound. Hahn puts it up and pulled down out of bounds. That ball will be That is going to be Pioneer ball. Warnemount to inbound, baseline right, 6:48 left to go here in the fourth. Warnemount looking for a place to go with it, gets it into the far corner. That put up by Brewer. That three-pointer long. Hahn trying to get to it. And tracked down by Lamarca. Lamarca ahead for Skyline, over half court. Lamarca on the near wing, gets it over to Sam Slade. 6:35 left to go here in the fourth. 40-19, Pioneer with the lead. Sam Slade, top of the key, over to Boynton. Boynton comes down into the baseline, spins, puts it up off glass, and falls, but put up by Dillaway Brader. Dillaway Brader with her first points. 40-21, 19-point lead by Pioneer. Warnemount brings it ahead for Pioneer. Warnemount double team, bounce pass over to Brewer. Brewer picks up the dribble, gets it to Hahn at the near elbow, underneath the Karsh. Karsh puts it up, and off the rim, falls away to the far side. Hahn trying to get the rebound, but out of bounds. Skyline will inbound, baseline right, 6:02 left to go here in the fourth. 19-point lead for Pioneer. Sam Slade brings ahead for the Eagles over half court. Sam Slade, stutter steps, now comes on the far wing. Sam Slade picks up her dribble, being watched by Sheffield. All the way out to Kakarla. Kakarla just inside of half court. Brewer watching her. Kakarla dribbles to her left, comes down, and tipped away from behind, but they're going to call a foul on Brewer. That is going to be Brewer's fourth foul, as Harris looks like she's going to come in, giving Brewer a breather. 5:44 left to go here in the fourth. 40-21, Pioneer with the lead. Kakarla to the line, shooting 1-1 as Pioneers put Skyline in the bonus. First shot is up, off the rim, pulled down by Sheffield. Pioneer with the ball. That moved over to Harris. Harris brings it ahead over half court, full court pressure by Skyline. Sheffield into the paint. Sheffield now over on the far wing, watched by Sam Slade. Sheffield comes to the far elbow, puts up a shot. That ball's just short, out of bounds. You're going to say it was tipped by Skyline. Pioneer ball. 5:28 left to go here in the fourth. Harris to inbound, baseline right. Harris gets it over to Warnemount. Warnemount for three. That rims out. Hahn trying to get the rebound. That tipped over. Boynton brings ahead for Skyline. Over half court. Boynton on the far wing. Boynton coming down the baseline, spins with it. Pulled away by Hahn. Hahn gets it over to Warnemount. 5:13 left to go here in the fourth. Full court pressure, gets it ahead. Harris for Pioneer into the paint, gets it over to Hahn. Hahn bounce pass, stolen away by Skyline. Sam Slade the other direction, over to Lamarca. Lamarca goes to go up, but that's going to be a travel. Pioneer ball with 4:59 left to go here in the fourth. 40-21, Pioneer, 19-point lead. As Gonzalez comes in, gives Boynton a breather. Hahn inbounds to Harris. Harris brings it ahead. Kakarla, full court pressure over to Sheffield, trying to knock it away as Gonzalez. That over half court, but a whistle and a foul. Gonzalez is going to pick up that foul, as that's going to be her first foul. Second on Skyline this half. 4:53 left to go here in the fourth. Hahn to inbound right in front of us. Hahn gets it into Harris for Pioneer. Harris back over to Hahn on the near wing. Over to Karsh at the free throw line. Karsh back to Harris on the near wing. Harris steps back now all the way over to Sheffield. Sheffield on the far wing. Sheffield working her way, double team, trying to get away from Sam Slade. There's a whistle and a foul. Sam Slade picks up the foul. Warnemount to inbound, gets it over to Sheffield. Sheffield just inside of half court. Sam Slade watching her, bounce pass over to Harris. Harris comes top of the key. Harris coming down into the paint, moves it over to Karsh. Karsh puts it up and in. Karsh with her first points of the game, 42-21. Pioneer with the 21-point lead. As Kakarla over on the far sideline, gets it underneath, that put up. As the rebound pulled down by Karsh. As that'll be a jump ball, possession arrow pointing Skyline's way. Gonzalez to inbound, baseline left. As Sheffield and Hahn get a breather, as well as Brewer. Out there is Harris, Karsh, Rowe, Wordamount. Nope, Brewer stays in, sorry. Bounce pass as Kakarla gets it over. Gonzalez puts it up and falls away as Dillaway Brader puts it up, that off of the side of the rim. Karsh with the rebound. Here comes Brewer over half court for Pioneer. Over to Harris on the far sideline. Harris underneath the Karsh. Karsh on the far side of the paint. Over to Brewer in the far corner. Brewer for three. Puts it in. As Brewer with a long two. She has 12 points. Skyline quickly the other way. Sam Slade. It's it back over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez works her way around the arc. 3:36 left to go here in the fourth. As Kakarla puts up a three, that pulled down. Gonzalez and Karsh get tied up. This time the possession, no points, Pioneer's way. 44-21, Pioneer with the lead. 23-point lead with 3:30 left to go here in the fourth. Rowe to inbound. Cunningham comes in, gives Karsh a breather. Rowe inbounds to Brewer. Brewer brings it ahead. Brewer gets it over to Harris. Harris on the far sideline. Harris over half court. Brewer on the near wing. Into the paint. As that looks like LaMarca picks up her first foul. 7 fouls on Pioneer, 4 on Skyline. 3:20 left to go. Harris to inbound, baseline right. Harris over to Brewer in the near corner. And over, Rowe gets it to Wordamount, top of the key. Bounce pass over to Brewer. Brewer over to Harris on the far elbow. Put up, and Harris nails it. As Harris with 7 points, 46-21. Pioneer with the lead. Sam Slate brings it ahead. Sam Slate over on the far wing, gets it over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez works her way to the free throw line, puts up an arcing shot off the rim, off glass, and in. Gonzalez has 3 points. Harris quickly ahead for Pioneer, over half court. Harris into paint, floats over to Cunningham. Cunningham has that tipped away as Dillaway Brader feeds it ahead. Now here comes Sam Slade. Sam Slade into the paint, puts it up. As that can't quite get to the rim, coming ahead. Brewer all the way ahead to Harris. Harris underneath the basket, puts it up, puts it in. As Harris now has 9 points. 48-23, Pioneer with the lead, 25-point lead. 2:19 left to go here in the fourth. Timeout called as we will take it with them. How about a message from the MHSAA?
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
2 minutes, 19 seconds left to go here in the fourth. 48-23, Pioneer with the 25-point lead. As Hetrick, the inbound over. Pachava gets the ball. Here comes Skyline over half court. Warn him out, watching Pachava. Pachava, top of the key, travel called. That's going to go Pioneer's way. 2:14 left to go here in the fourth. 48-23, Pioneer with the lead. Camara is going to inbound the ball. Baseline left, gets it to Jones. Jones. Nope, they're going to have her inbound right in front of the Skyline bench. Camara inbounds over to Jones. 2:13 left to go. Jones over half court. Jones, top of the key, being watched by Hetrick. Over on the near wing, Rowe. And that is going to be a double dribble, as that will be Skyline ball. 2:05 left to go here in the fourth. As that ball, Wasif inbounds it. Pachava brings it over half court, where Wordamount picks her up there. Pachava comes top of the key. Now bounce pass on the baseline. Trying to spin and put it up is Fisher. That ball loose. Fisher with the rebound over to Pachava. Pachava puts it up off glass, off rim, falls off to the near side, but a whistle. Cunningham picks up her first foul. That is 8 fouls on Pioneer, so Pachava will go to the line. 1:49 left to go here. Pachava puts up the first shot off the rim, off the glass, falls off the near side. One more coming. Pachava dribbles, puts it up, and off the back of the rim, pulled down by Skyline as Hetrick puts up a 3 and puts it in. Hetrick with 3, and it's 48-26. As bringing it ahead is Jones. Jones over half court. Jones on the far wing. Jones top of the key over to Rowe. Rowe over to Cunningham. Now back over to Jones top of the key for Pioneer. Jones over to Wernham on the far wing. Wernham into the far corner for Kamara. Now back over to Jones. Jones comes top of the key, working her way to the near elbow. Rowe coming down the baseline. That underneath. Cunningham puts it up a little too strong. Kamara puts it up. There is a foul. 1 minute, 11 seconds left to go. 48-26. Pachava picks up her second foul. Kamara to the line. Shooting 2. Kamara puts up the first off the back of the rim. Kamara, one more shot coming. 22 points lead for Pioneer, 48-26. Kamara puts the second one in. And Kamara with her first point of the game. Bringing it ahead is Pachava. Pachava over on the near wing. Wernham out watching her. Over to Hetrick. Hetrick back over to Pachava. Pachava at the near elbow. That put up by Maddie Slade. Maddie Slade shot just falls short. Cunningham with the rebound. Cunningham over to Jones. Jones trying to pull it away. Full court pressure by Skyline. Here comes Wernham out for Pioneer. Gets it over to Kamara. Kamara underneath the basket. Over to Cunningham. Cunningham off glass and in. Cunningham with 4 points. 40 seconds left to go as Pachava brings it over half court for Skyline. 51-21. That's stolen away by Wernham out. Wernham out for Pioneer down the near side of the paint. That knocked away, but a whistle. Pachava will pick up her third foul. 29.5 seconds left to go. 51-28. Pioneer with the lead. Wernham out shooting 2. As Wernham out bends the knees, puts up the shot, puts it in. Wernham out with her first point of the game. Second shot coming for Wernham out, trying to make it 53 points for Pioneer. That off the rim. Cunningham gets the rebound. Cunningham puts it up, rolls off. Fisher trying to get it out of bounds. That will stay Pioneer ball. 25.1 seconds left to go. Jones the inbound, baseline right. Skyline still playing hard no matter what the score is. As that all the way out. Rowe thought about it now. Rowe to the free throw line for Pioneer. Rowe puts it up off the back of the rim. Rowe gets her own rebound. Rowe puts it up high, rolls around and in. Rowe with her first points of the game. 54-26. Pioneer with the lead. Hetrick over half court for Skyline. Over to Maddie Slade. Maddie Slade back to Hetrick. Hetrick, 4 seconds left to go. And put up by Pachava. Pulled down. And that will do it. Pioneer wins 54-26. Pioneers' next game will be home at Dexter. That will be the 9th. We will have that game right here on ArborBroadcasting.com. As the point total, Brewer had 12 points for Pioneer, 10 points for Gatson, 9 points for Jones, 9 points for Harris, 4 points for Emmanuel Davis, 4 points for Cunningham, 2 for Rowe, 1 for Wernham and 1 for Kamara. On the other side, Sam Slade had 9 points to lead all Skyline scores. It was 4 points for Lamarca, 3 points for Hetrick, 3 points for Gonzalez, 2 for Pachava, 2 for Dillaway Brader, and 3 for Kakarla. For my camera person, Christina Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you so much. We'll be back on the air with Pioneer Men's Hockey tomorrow. Have a great night. Take care.